really fun thing when it was just very boring. It was just a bunch of like connect the dots mini games
Okay, I
mostly.
think you should be able to hear. So yeah, I fucked up. Basically, I moved my computer from another room to this room, and because I'm using a different USB port, my mic wasn't being recognized. So all of that, all of me talking, was for nothing. But let me know if you can hear me now. Uh, that'd be great.
Good job,
So
Ben.
yeah. So yeah.
You know,
Anyway,
these last few weeks or last like 2 weeks, we can't do shit without technical difficulties. I tell you.
every time there's a guy. One day we'll have a stream that has no technical difficulties. Uh, but yeah. So as I said, Watch Dogs 2 got announced this week, I believe. It had the announcement video. Did you play the original?
Yep,
What did you think about the original?
boring.
I
Yeah,
totally
it
agree.
was. It was.
I
It was.
totally agree.
I didn't
I
feel like a hacker at all. I just felt like a guy going around shooting people because that's basically all there was to do. Because
yeah,
the hacking was not the hacking in the game wasn't even worth it at
no, it
all.
wasn't. That game kind of bombed. I'm
Yep.
surprised the two became a thing.
No, actually, it didn't bomb as hard as you think. It sold pretty well.
I really? Well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
maybe from all the hype, perhaps. But once the reviews started coming in, and once people got their hands on it, thank you. Um, it it got better. So yeah, Watch Dogs 2 has been announced. A whole new character this time. As far as I've been told by a rumor that he's a part of DedSec this time. Don't know if that's true or not. And also been told that it's African American character, which is cool. So
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
good thing to see. I mean, at least it's not another angry white dude.
you want to know something funny?
Go ahead.
I cosplayed as Aiden Pierce 2 years ago at EGX. I have
Oh,
like this long ass trench coat, the hat, and everything. In fact, the hat's probably in here somewhere.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I know the hat's got to be around here somewhere. I've moved everything, so I have no idea where it is. But I was like, yeah, I can relive the cosplay, even though it was pretty crap. And then they're like, no, it's an African American character. I'm like, oh,
My only one and only cosplay was when I had short hair. I did Wesker from Resident Evil 6, and I got invited
wow,
to an
really?
official. Yep, I got invited to an official Capcom photo shoot at Otakon the one year.
You didn't go though.
No, because I got drunk. I got like super
I think I
shit
remember
faced.
you telling me that
I got
story.
super shit faced the night before and
Yeah,
missed it like by. Well, let's put it this way. I didn't wake up till 8 o'clock that evening. Yeah,
that's great.
there was. Let's see what was involved that evening. I drank a half a gallon of vodka.
I mean, do we want to know what was involved that evening?
I drank a half a gallon of vodka, some beer, and at some point they switched my drink. Instead of drinking uh vodka and orange juice as I had been all night, they switched the vodka to Everclear, which is pure grain alcohol.
Ooh,
So I was wrecked.
oh damn.
I was pretty fucked up.
How many sort of events like that have you been to?
At least 20.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you've been to a lot of Comic Cons then?
Well, I've never been to a Comic Con. I've gone to, they're all anime conventions, anime video
Okay.
game conventions.
Is there a lot there?
No,
Or
just,
do you have to travel the country quite a bit to go to them?
no, well, hold on, let me see. There's Otakon, which is in Baltimore, which is Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
There's Zenkai Con, which used to be near Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, but then they moved it to Lancaster, Harrisburg. Then
Okay, well, that's not
there's
too far of a travel.
Teco, which is in Pittsburgh, and then there's Katsu, which is near Washington, D.C.
All relatively close.
Yep, I've been to all
Relatively,
of.
not too much travel there.
Just the longest ones are Pittsburgh and D.C.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pittsburgh is a 4-hour trip, man. Fuck that.
Really. Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Pittsburgh's not very good.
It was actually really boring, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to next story, Injustice 2 got announced with a weird trailer. Sort of, obviously the hero is fighting again, nothing new there. But they all seem to have this weird armor. Like they're fighting as their normal selves, and all of a sudden this like armor just appears on them. Even the Flash had armor. It's like, what on earth? I have no idea what that's all about at all. I'm sure there's some sort of spin-off bloody universe in the comics or something where they have armor like that, but it was bizarre. There's going to be a sort of sneak peek preview this Sunday on twitch.tv/Netherrealm at 1 a.m. BST, where they'll be showing off some footage before E3. So that would might be interesting to check out if you're interested in that game. I quite enjoyed it. Obviously, it has the yeah, I agree. The Flash kind of does need armor.
Not really. Considering his healing abilities he gets from the Speed Force, he doesn't need it at all.
Yeah, he does. He does heal pretty damn quickly. But so yeah, they're going to be showing off some footage over there if you're interested in that. I enjoyed the first game, quite a lot of fun, sort of you know, Street Fighter esque kind of.
No, it wasn't anything like Street Fighter.
Well, in the sense where it's sort of
No, it was more. I think the word you're looking for is Mortal Kombat.
okay,
'Cause-
Mortal
yeah,
Kombat esque
there you go.
combat. Um, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Me and my ex-girlfriend used to play it a lot. I used to always win, of course, because, I'm awesome in that game. But yeah, that's going to be, when did I say that was? Sunday. So check that out if you're interested. That's going to be coming to PS4 and Xbox One, but there's no mention yet of PC, which the first one was on PC.
I'd be kind of glad to hear them not announce it for PC, considering that they what they did with Mortal Kombat, the new one.
True.
So
The new Mortal
yeah,
Kombat
they
was
pretty much
pretty
stopped
bad.
supporting. Well, no, they'd stopped supporting it on PC if I remember correctly.
Hello, they just straight up gave up. Weird.
Smash Brothers is a really good game.
Smash Bros is amazing.
I suck at it though. Melee
Yeah.
was the last Smash Brothers I was good at.
Oh, hi, Midnight.
That would be Nathan. Hi, Nate.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Smash Bros was amazing. That's pretty much the only reason I got a Wii. Just for that game alone. That was the only selling point of that console, was to get Smash Bros.
What? The GameCube?
No, I mean like the new, was it
Oh.
Super Smash
Oh,
Bros. Or whatever the hell I want to call it.
Oh, no, buying a Wii U wasn't even worth it then, honestly. I'm still
Well,
pissed
in my
off that I
defense,
bought a Wii U.
I didn't have to buy it because somebody else wanted it for the fucking Wii Fit and shit like that. Moving on to the next thing. Deep Silver have announced Agents of Mayhem by Volition. And now Volition made the Saints Row series, so it's obviously no surprise that this new game revolves around superheroes. Which obviously in the Saints Row series you've got a lot of superhero-esque sort of abilities and such. Did you ever play the Gat Out of Hell DLC/expansion? Well, I think it was actually became its own thing in the end. No?
I'd never played Saints Row. It never appealed to me that much.
Really? I liked it. I liked it a lot. The
Rather
last
play
couple...
Grand
and
Theft
then-
Auto.
Yeah. Anyway, so they've announced a new game, Agents of Mayhem. Mayhem standing for Multinational Agency for Hunting Evil Masterminds. And they're up against Legion, the League of Evil Gentlemen intent on obliterating nations. It features an original storyline, trademark over-the-top open-world gameplay, and the look and feel of a distinctive superhero cosmos. Agents of Mayhem is pure volition. The title exists as a part of Saints Row universe, sharing certain story elements, symbolism, and design inspiration with the multi-million selling franchise. Building on the skill of the AAA studio to continuously surprise, endear, and engage players, Agents of Mayhem represents the culmination of over a decade of open-world experience and creativity. Can you tell I'm reading a press release? What have we got here? You just having a chat there in
Yeah,
in
I
Twitch
can
chat.
multitask. What's up, bro?
So yeah, this game looks cool. I didn't realize that it was actually a part of the Saints Row universe, quote unquote. But that's pretty cool. I like the game, so I'm probably going to buy this one if I'm completely honest. I've seen some screenshots and some video, and for the most part, I'm pretty sure they just used a modified version of the in-game engine. Which why not? There's nothing wrong with the in-game engine in Saints Row, so that's great. I
Yeah.
have a question for you.
Yo.
So lately, you haven't been so keen on Overwatch. What are your thoughts on Overwatch now you've actually had a chance to play it for a bit?
Um, Honestly, the maps are just terribly unbalanced in my opinion. They're really balanced towards the defenders.
Mm.
Um, I also just I don't know. I don't like I get I don't know. I like team-based shooters, but the more I play it, the more I miss your traditional shooter.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like I just don't think character like I don't
He
know,
does play May.
class
No, he doesn't play. You don't play May. You play
no.
Oh, what's her name? What's the robot
No,
one?
mine Diva. I like
Diva.
Diva.
Your May's the ice one, right?
I like Diva, Junkrat, there's other people, but Diva and Junkrat are the two that come to mind.
Mm.
Um Dad 76.
Dan 76. Yeah.
Yep, Dad 76
Soldier
is pretty good.
76. He's cool.
But yeah, I don't know. And the game overall feels terribly unbalanced. But the worst thing for me is, uh, the progression system is shit. Getting one loot box per level is garbage. Relying on a currency drop to be in the loot box instead of getting it at the end of a match, especially for a game that you've already paid for, you know, I shouldn't if I want a skin from them, right? I should either be able to earn the currency, granted it's gonna take time to get it, or I should just be able to buy the one that I want.
Mm.
But instead, Blizzard's being greedy as fuck and being like, okay, we're just gonna give you a taste of what it's like to get stuff with the loot boxes, one per level, just a taste. As odds are you're not gonna get enough currency quick enough to get what you want, or you're gonna get lucky enough to get the drop that you want. So, fork over that extra cash so that we can, that
Yeah.
you can maybe get it.
It's
You know,
definitely designed for if you want everything, you're gonna have to buy boxes regardless. There's no way.
it's
One per
it's
level
just
just isn't feasible if, you're just gonna keep playing the game.
it's disgusting, honestly. To pay like I don't have a problem with paying for cosmetics, right? But when you're paying for a chance, a very small chance, mind you, to even get the currency, yeah,
Of what you said
yeah,
you
but
can
yeah, restarting that doesn't make it any
Oh, can
better
you
though.
really? I didn't know that.
That's yeah, but that doesn't make it any better. You shouldn't have to pay for a random chance at getting a cosmetic when, especially in a game that you paid near full price for. Full price if you're on console. In my personal opinion, if you bought it on console, you got ripped off. But
Mm.
there's no reason that you should have to gamble to get a skin in a game you paid full price for. I don't agree with it to begin with, but it's slightly more understandable in a free to play game. But this isn't a free to play game. This is a game you paid a premium price for. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, they have to support the free characters they're going to be giving you and the free maps they're going to be giving you." You know what? I'd rather just buy map expansions like in Call of Duty or Battlefields or buy the heroes as they come out. I'd rather do that and have a good progression system than get fucked by a random, chance at getting even the currency, even the currency to buy a skin. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Um, I don't know. I'm enjoying the game myself personally. I'm not too into worrying about loot boxes and stuff. But like you said, it's definitely very heavily geared towards the defending team. Because you definitely notice, like, once you're on the attacking team, you can't even get fucking close. But then once you're on the defending team, it's fairly easy to hold them off if you're a bit more organised. But I'm
Yeah.
enjoying the game so far. I'm probably going to play it more after this stream. I don't know if I'm going to live stream it yet. I might do. I'm going to go play it with Phil, unless you're interested in coming. But
No, I'd rather play Final Fantasy.
yeah, I figured you'd be on a Final Fantasy kick still. But yeah, it's an okay game, very pricey, but
No, I mean my another
what can
thing
you
like
do?
another thing is I like it's $40 to $60 depending upon what platform you're playing on to basically play a shiny TF2.
More or less, it's very much a TF2. But yeah, anything else you'd like to talk about this week? Anything you're
Uh,
excited for? Anything you're waiting to hear from at E3?
no,
Anything you
but we
think's
can
going to
make
be
some
announced?
E3. We can make a few predictions for E3.
A few predictions for E3.
Yeah, what do you think's coming out? Who you think's gonna show what?
I think Sony's going to announce something new, a new console. There's going to be some Nintendo NX news for sure. They do make way more money with the gambling aspect. The purchase of Overwatch is to thin out the people who only want to play free games, and overall diminish proper team composition with new people all the time. The $40 at least shows you're committed to. Yeah, that's true.
No, $40 doesn't. Like paying $40 for a get that doesn't. I don't. Mm. I could be
I know
just
you're
as
there.
committed. I could be just as committed to a free to play game. Well, for example, League of Legends when I played that as I can. I'm actually less committed to Overwatch because I paid a premium and they're putting gambling elements in my premium priced game. Like I honestly don't like understand how that's okay. Like people talk so badly about microtransactions being in AAA games and stuff like that, but at least in most cases, those microtransactions are, generally speaking, a strictly cosmetic thing. You know what I mean? In most cases, in this case, you can't even buy your cosmetic. You can't. No, instead, you have to literally gamble with Blizzard. You have to give them money in hopes that you get an item you want. Not even just the item, but to get the currency that, in any other game you'd be able to grind out. And, granted, I don't expect to get stuff right away. That's not the thing. If I could just keep playing and playing and playing and build up that currency, like a guaranteed amount, even if it's a low amount of currency at the end of every game to buy a skin or something, I'd be completely fine with that. I can live with that. But the fact that I basically have to, you know, rely on a loot crate, and in that loot crate, I have to hope that either the skin I want or currency drops. No, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. They are literally taking advantage of people with the system. Literally taking advantage of people. That's why the whole gambling aspect is in games. I'm dead serious. And like it's put in there so that people of I don't know, that have there's a word for what I'm looking for here. I can't think of what it is. But like basically people with gambling addictions and stuff like that, they literally go into that. Like they will go into and they will blow all of their money on stuff like that too.
So it says the reason they
And,
made
and
gambling is because if you really look at how much content they have for the characters, it's really not a lot, especially when it comes to Blizzard's team. It really is to hold people from getting things too quickly, because once you have everything, you would get bored and leave faster than
well,
you
that's a
working your way through
flaw.
RNG makes the community stick around.
That's a flaw with the game in itself. If people are leaving your game because they got all the skins for a shooter of all things, like look at how many people play like Call of Duties and all that stuff, right? All of that. They play that stuff for years. Like and they'll have everything unlocked. They'll have all the maps, they'll have their highest prestiges and stuff like that, and they're still playing that game. that is a problem with the game itself, not the people at that point. If you're like if you unlock all the cosmetics in like an online team-based shooter and that's your reason for leaving because you got bored with it because you unlocked all your cosmetics, that's a problem with the game design, not with that person. If anything, I think more people are likely to leave because they can't get the things that they want. But that's just my personal opinion.
Reddish? Anything else you guys
Yeah,
want
it's
to
a
add to
really
the
touchy subject. That's a really touchy
conversation
subject for me.
before we move on to E3 predictions?
Go for it. I'm good.
Okay, so I think Sony are going to announce something new. Nintendo NX is definitely going to get some more information. Maybe they'll talk about this VR tech that
Oh,
we
you're not
heard
going to see
them.
an NX reveal at E3. I can tell you that now. They already said it's not happening.
Have they really?
Hmm.
Is Nintendo going to E3?
I
I know
think
there's one
so.
company that isn't, and I can't remember who. I'm not sure if it was Nintendo or someone else. But you don't think we're going to hear anything about NX whatsoever?
Nope.
Or either way, I'm not too excited for NX, regardless, given their history of consoles. So,
Nope. Sony's only. I mean, Nintendo's only good thing for a good while has been their handheld.
mm. Anything you predict will be available at E3?
I think we're gonna see DLC for Doom for sure.
Okay, thank you, Wokski. Sorry if I mispronounced that. You think they'll talk about what, sorry?
I think we're gonna see definitely see some DLC for Doom.
Okay.
Maybe we might hear a little something about Wolfenstein 2. You
Hmm,
know,
maybe. That'd be interesting.
um,
Do you think there will be any other announcements console rise? Do you think they're getting
consoles.
to that time now where they might start thinking about making new ones, or do you think
Oh
it
no,
hasn't
the
really?
only thing you're gonna see, I don't think you're gonna see any like new consoles. You'll hear like you'll probably hear more about like the PlayStation 4 Neo. You'll probably hear more about whatever Xbox's version of that will be, or Microsoft's version of that'll be. You know,
Yeah.
basically, I think they're just gonna make the right now what they're looking to do is either they're looking to do upgradable systems or they're just gonna release 4K capable gaming consoles.
Hmm. Makes
Which is
sense.
what the Neo is, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me
Okay.
on that though, because it's been a while since I read anything about the thing. Since I'm a PC person, not really
I'm
console.
excited for E3. Honestly, I'm not really sure what they're going to be announcing this year. I mean, I've noticed a lot of companies tease things before E3 now. Whereas a couple of years ago, just like Watch Dogs 2 wouldn't be announced a week before E3. It would be announced during E3. Most of these games that we're suddenly hearing tidbits about, we wouldn't even know about until E3, and now all of a sudden it seems to be the popular thing to get it out there early. And I don't know whether that's because there's so much going on at E3 that if like one company happens to have this greater game than you, then your game just kind of gets buried under the rubble of all this hype for these other games. But that's definitely something I've noticed over the past few years is they've sneaked out hints and stuff way before E3.
Well, yeah, because they don't want their shit to get buried, like you said. Then
Yeah, I don't know. So honestly, I'm not sure if we will hear much new at E3 itself. Um, Watsky says, I think we will see Microsoft try to combine the Xbox and PC market, make Xbox a software versus just a
well, they
single
have
console.
started putting
Yeah, I feel
some
like
of the
they've started
Xbox
doing that,
games
haven't they?
on the Microsoft Store already. I
Hmm.
believe Gears of War's on there. Let me take a look. Actually, there's a few games, not
Well, I mean,
many,
yeah,
but
they
there are
brought
a
a few
few.
of the existing Xbox marketplace to PC, but well, I guess that pretty much is what was said.
Well,
They'll
I'm talking
combine the
about
two
the new.
markets.
I'm not. I'm talking about the new. The remastering or whatever they did of Gears of War, not the original.
Okay.
Yeah. Tomb Raider actually is available through the new Tomb Raider is available through the Microsoft Store. There's one other
Even
game
though
I
it's
can't remember.
already released on PC. So
I'm
what
pretty sure.
if you brought these on the Microsoft Store on the Xbox? Would you still need to buy them on the Microsoft Store on the PC?
Wouldn't know. Don't own one.
If you guys have Android, you should harshly review my game I published just yesterday called Relentless.
I can check
Relentless.
it out for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up on my phone right now while Saint keeps you.
Me entertain people? Why do I gotta do that? Jesus. Oh, I completely agree with you on that, on
100%
combining the
agree with what
markets.
you just said.
Yeah, like I don't see. I feel that Microsoft is so scared if they combine the markets that the consoles will just go out. You know, like nobody will buy the consoles anymore. But that is so far from true. I think. Oh, thank you. Um, but
Is
I
it
really
Relentless by Null Reality? Is that the right one I'm looking at here? As far as I know, that one's been out. No, I don't think that's it. That one looks like it's been out for a while. Let me know who it's by on the store and we can look that up. But yeah.
yeah, it is not reality.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll check that out then. Definitely.
But
Let's have a look here.
I think Microsoft really should do it though. Like they were. It just seems though that they were scared of chase. People not buying their consoles anymore. It's like you got to think about it this way. A lot of the times, like the only reason a PC gamer will own like something like an Xbox or a PlayStation is because they're exclusive titles to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in my case, right, I already own like a fucking $1,500 PC. I'm not buying a $400 console. The only consoles I'll buy anymore are Nintendo consoles, which buying this current one was a mistake, but whatever. It's Nintendo. I'll gamble in that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want to I don't want to pay for a PlayStation or an Xbox because even though they have exclusives, there aren't that many titles that are exclusive to them. Whereas with Nintendo, generally you can't get their shit anywhere else. You'll never see their stuff anywhere else.
Really? Yeah,
Uh,
no, I'm definitely on board with combining the markets. I can't
yeah.
focus on this right now, but this game seems familiar to something else I've seen, and it's kind of one of those addictive games where you sort of learn, the level as you go. So I'll check that out later for sure. I've got that downloaded now. Was it? You can win free Steam game codes if you get number one on a weekly breadboard starting next Saturday and meet all the qualifications. I'll check that out. I'll keep playing. I like these little fun sort of games, sort of platformers, I suppose you'll call it. So, other than that, let me just name off some new releases that came out this past week. I'm not going to go into too much detail about them. I don't know all of them personally, but we've got Hearts of Iron 4, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, Minecraft Story Mode Episode 6, Last Days of Old Earth, 30 Years War, which is now on Steam, and 1917 The Alien Invasion, which is also on Steam. So there's been a few more titles released this week, but there's some of the main ones that popped up on my radar. Anything you've seen come out? Anything you're excited for?
I'm excited.
What
Oh,
coming
what
up?
the fuck? Oh
We've got
shit! What
things
the
like
hell's the name of that
Technomancer
game?
coming out. That seems
Oh,
interesting.
what is that four-player? I was just looking at it before we started. What the hell's the name of that four-player co-op game where somebody plays the killer and then the other four
Dead
people
Before
have to...
Daylight.
Yes, I am excited for that.
It seems interesting. I've seen people play it so far, and it's got potential. I can see how it would get boring, like I mentioned before the podcast.
What?
It's sort of
What?
repetitive.
Well, I mean, what do you think most of your online multiplayer games are?
True.
As
Repetitive.
somebody who plays Diablo, Ben,
Shut up. No,
I'm pretty
I'll
sure
definitely
you
check out the
should
game.
understand
When it becomes
repetition.
available for purchase, I'll check it out. I thought it was available for purchase, like you said. There's so many people playing it on
Yeah, and
Twitch
then we
already.
realized that we didn't get keys and everybody else did.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll get our hands on it soon. It comes out, what you said, this week?
Oh, it's called what the hell's it called again, Ben? The game that we were just talking about, and I
Oh,
already forgot the name
Dead
of.
by
Dead before
Daylight,
Day.
I'm
Oh, there
pretty
you go,
sure is
Dead
the
by
name of it.
Daylight.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool looking game. Um, I've only seen people playing one map so far, so I'm not sure if that's all there is during whatever they've got, beta or whatever they've got going on right now. I believe someone's calling me. But other than that, oh Jesus, what's this? He's so right, by the way. Microsoft already has us by the balls with Windows and the PC market. Then they have the balls to sell us an essentially downgraded PC that can only play one kind of game disc and different times of DVDs for half the price you pay for your PC. But if you want online capabilities, pay up a monthly fee that will make us way more than your PC cost you eventually. I'm 100% on board with him here. Like, I think PC is the way to go. If you have the money to spend and get a decent PC, do that, because in the long run, you are going to be paying more for your consoles and these, like, what, $60 games now? That's crazy.
No, consoles are still going to be cheaper than a PC overall. I can tell you from a person who like started out as a console gamer.
Nate likes
Much
Diablo, does he? See, Nate knows
You'll
what's up.
spend infinitely less money if you own a console. Well, except for the online fee, but overall, I still think you'll spend less on a console.
That's true. I don't know. I sold my console long ago, and I'm so glad I did. Because you think about how much you use your PC now, right? You don't just use it for gaming. You use it for browsing, you use it for watching YouTube, Twitch streaming, whatever.
You can
Uh,
do a lot of that from consoles now, though. To be fair,
Fuck off. Stop ruining my rants, damn it. Um, I don't care. Get a PC. No, consoles are okay. I just don't. I much prefer PC. You know,
oh, I agree.
even
There's
though you can
still
now
like
do like all the stuff you said on console, you can still do more on PC. And PC has a far superior modern support system for most games such as Fallout 4, Skyrim. The PC modding community is vastly superior than it is on Xbox. I know Fallout 4 just got um, modern support over there, but it's still not great. And look at how many hours of gameplay the modding community added to games like Skyrim. It's crazy.
well, you are getting a lot of mods though on console now too, which is
They
really cool
are.
to see.
There was a story this morning about how a lot of the mods on the new Bethesda Net site for Fallout 4 have been copied from the mod authors on PC without their permission. So a lot of the mod authors on PC are just disputing them, trying to get them taken down, and also taking off their mods on the official site as a sort of protest. Um, I don't think you spend more on PC. There's no ongoing cost, and with us, yeah, consoles
You're
came
still gonna
along.
spend more on a PC if like built like all right. So say I would build my own PC versus just buying a console. Right there, I'm saving a lot of money.
Hmm.
Um, because if you're gonna buy a PC, right, and you're just gonna buy a lower end PC, you're better off just buying yourself a console because there's gonna be almost no difference except for function. You're gonna get greater functionality out of you can do more with a PC, but that's all you're getting if you're paying on the lower end, right? Like but if you build yourself like a rig like I have, which costs about I want to say like I can't remember exactly, it was between 12 and 1400 bucks, something like that, like right in around there. But that's about what you, in my opinion, what you want to go for if you're gonna build yourself a gaming PC. And also if and keep in mind, a lot of my parts in my computer are AMD parts, right? Now, if I were going to go for Intel and upgrading through Intel stuff, if you have an Intel based machine, there's no way you're going to be paying less, especially with upgrades, uh, for your PC. It's it's not going to happen. The Intel chip alone, most Intel chips alone cost nearly as much as a console, and that's just the chip. Not that's just the chip. That's not including the board or anything like that if you had to buy that. The chip alone though is nearly as expensive as a console. Your graphics cards, like if you buy, the newest, most up-to-date graphics cards, cost about, well, the 1080 right now, the GTX 1080 costs us more than a console.
Okay, so that says, look, if you make a console and have a community around it, keep it around, even if you are just upgrading it. I think consoles should come out just as often, cost slightly more, no online fees, and maintain the last generations of consoles games you have previously made for your community to show them you care about that purchase they made on a game many years ago. I think they are getting better at sort of backwards compatibility now with consoles.
Uh,
Are they not? I thought lately, Xbox One was, or was it the PS4? I forget. I don't care about consoles, so I don't keep up to date with them.
no, they've added it, but they don't
Is it only
when
just
they
select games though, isn't it? It's
no, no,
only
no. Well, not only is it select games, but they only added it after backlash of it
okay,
not being there.
right. But then it was
They'll say
possible
that
for
that's
them
what they
just to
had
add
in
it
mind the
at
whole
any
time,
time.
but they'll say that's what they had in mind the whole time, but that wasn't gonna. I don't believe that was gonna be a thing personally until there was backlash about it. And I understand them not wanting to support like 3 generation old games, right? That's fine, but you should at least support the previous generation so that it doesn't feel like I just threw all that money down the drain in a sense. I mean, you could keep the old console around, but a lot of the times you're gonna need to, like, for most people, they don't have the money to just they don't have the money to just always go out and buy the new console when it comes out. So they trade in a lot of their old games and stuff in order to, be able to purchase the new console or just sell it off to somebody so that they can purchase the new console.
Voxky
So,
says the fees aren't that big of an issue. They are on sale just about every week for like $30 a year, and they give you 2 to 4 free games a month.
I actually don't really have a problem with them charging the online fee only because before they started doing that, I'm not gonna lie, there's security issues. I took notice of this a lot when I was playing online games with
The
consoles and stuff.
PlayStation Network had a lot of
It,
issues
it,
back in the
oh
day.
yeah, well no, both of them had had their issues, but ever since PlayStation started charging, I feel their services have been better overall. I feel like they put more resources into it, but that doesn't mean you know that that because they put the price tag, maybe they just decided to put people there instead because they noticed they were having trouble. But I feel ever since they started charging, their services have been a lot better.
Elusive Phil says, yeah, but it can't do as much as console as everyone support PC. If you're after a console style machine, buy Steam. And how many free games do you get with Steam? Let alone on the internet as a whole.
There's a lot of
Uh,
games on.
there is a lot of free games on Steam. Some
Mhm.
better than others. I've been
There's
thinking
a
about
lot of
doing a
the
new
times
series based on the free
a
games.
lot of the time your newer releases are actually cheaper on PC than they are on console.
For the
Anybody
most
who
part,
bought,
yeah.
for example, look at anybody who bought Overwatch on console. They had to pay $60 for it. Us on
What did
PC
we
only had
pay?
to pay 40.
40? 45?
Yeah,
40?
Steam Machine. I know what you're talking about. The Steam
Yeah,
machines.
okay.
Okay. About Steam machines. Just so you know, you can build a better Steam machine for about the same. Like if you bought the parts yourself and put it together. Well, not that you won't. It won't be small, rather, but you can build a better machine for the price of the Steam box that you would buy. A lot of what you're paying for with those Steam machines are how small uh they have to make all the parts to fit into that
Mm.
because it's special. They use special stuff to do it.
Have you seen how hard they're trying to sell those Steam controllers? Like every game
Oh
you
man, I
purchase
had
now
my
on
hands
Steam is
on
like,
one.
get a discount on the Steam controllers. Like, I don't want it. I
I
don't
had my
want
hands
it.
on one. It doesn't feel very great.
I mean, I use this here. Don't know if you ever use one of these, which is the Nvidia Shield controller. I got it as a part of my
Yeah,
Nvidia Shield
it
tablet.
feels like an Xbox controller almost.
More or less, yeah. And it's fantastic. Love it. Couldn't have asked for a better controller. Never used it with the tablet, which it was designed for, but great for PC gaming. So, Anything else anyone wants to bring up before we wrap up this live stream?
Yeah, by the way, I actually really liked chat participating. It was really awesome.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks for joining in today. Thanks for chatting with us. Roxy says Steam Machine was a fail, had a lot of hype. Their controller wasn't integrated well. Yeah, their controller was real bad. I haven't had a look at the Steam Machine itself. No interest whatsoever. I've got a PC here. No need for a Steam Machine.
Well, the Steam Machine is a PC.
Yeah,
It's literally just a mini PC.
You think they're working on an updated one? Okay, good on them. I don't think it's going to take off still. I think they can throw as many Steam Machines as they want out there. New Left 4 Dead, will it happen?
I think.
Ooh. Will there be a new Left 4 Dead? A Left 4 Dead 3?
It would be nice.
Valve doesn't do threes.
I'm right there with you, Zed.
Valve does not do threes. It's not going to happen.
Oh come on, man!
Said...
Half-Life 3 will be Half-Life 3 will be out like the next decade or so.
We'll be dead by the time Half-Life 3 is released.
Watch like on my deathbed, fucking Half-Life 3
on the news. Half-Life 3. Like fuck.
And that's what kills me. I have a heart attack because I'm so excited for the news.
Okay, Zan says also, let's keep in mind, indie games have been a trend for the last couple of years. Me being an indie game developer, I can honestly say the cost to publish games to the PC is nada, aside from how you market it. For example, paying the Steam $100 developer fee to get marketing on your game and eventually published.
That's the beautiful thing about publishing on PC in general, though. Like, you have so many ways, even outside of Steam.
You need licenses and all sorts to go on a console, correct?
You have you could throw your game up on itch.io, stuff like that, just to get it out there, so that you get attention. You know what I mean? So that your game can even get looked at, which gives you a huge advantage where you'd have to go through Sony or Microsoft to even begin to touch that platform. Like with PC, you have so many outlets to just, if you wanted to stir your game out there to the world for people to see it, and maybe not necessarily make money off of it immediately, but to gauge people's response to it, to see how well they like it or whatever, which gives you the great feedback in order to, tune your game up, to their or your liking. It's just awesome. Isn't that right?
Okay. Many outlets, yeah. Definitely, I'd imagine it's definitely a lot easier to release a game on PC.
I can imagine you were talking about when you were talking about your game being on Android. Hell, I could only imagine how difficult it is to get games up on there and on the Apple market. Man, I'm gonna download it as well. No, I don't have Android actually.
I've got it now. Look, here's the proof.
I could download an Android.
Been playing it. I'm not doing well at all. I barely made any progress whatsoever. But I'll definitely keep playing it and see what I can do. I doubt I'll be breaking any records anytime soon. I'm glad you agree that the Apple market sucks. I hate the Apple market, and so many apps come out first on Apple, which is so frustrating. And I've always thought that it would be easier to do an Android one, surely.
Yeah, see, what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to switch my phone back to being an Android and just get an iPad because.
So thank you, Woski. I hope you join us again sometime. It's been great having you here.
Because I think as far as tablets go, I think the iPad is definitely, I don't know. To me, it's the better of the tablets that are out there. With you know what I mean? Just I don't know. Feels the best. But as far as
says, I refuse to work with Apple anymore. Have you had bad experiences with Apple before, Sad? Have you tried publishing things to the Apple market and maybe had a bit of a hard time there?
All right. Sotius, I'm going to go out on a limb here without even looking at chat, okay? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I believe by his refusal to work with them,
probably yes,
that something bad probably happened. Or at least really annoying.
So he says, also, developer fee is $100 a year.
Whoa!
And gives you no helpful tools other than some advertising, which is just paying for sponsor space. Okay, that's an Apple then.
I would tell Apple to blow me.
Yeah.
That'd be an expensive blowjob.
I don't. God damn it. You can never keep this PG review around. So yeah, anyway. I mean, $100 a year for some developers wouldn't be much, but I can see how for an indie developer sort of...
Or anybody just starting up.
It's kind of daunting to have to pay any sort of fee. because you just don't know how the game's going to go. And your game's free. I mean, is there any sort of way of making revenue on this game? Let's see here, these videos, you've got sort of advertising in the corner there. So I'm assuming that's how you do it.
Hello, Sass.
Hey Sass, welcome to our little chat. We're just talking about random stuff. We've gone through all our topics for the day. So if you have anything you'd like to talk about in chat, do feel free to chime in, and we would love to chat about anything you guys want to talk about. It's great having the chat participation today. I'll have to get it up on stream for next time, for when we release the video to YouTube. People can see what people are saying. Sam says, I tried to get my game there to Apple, but in order to do this I must comply with how their system files are set up and rewrite commands to meet its needs. So in other words, rewrite my entire game's code and how touch is initiated. Yeah, I think it would have to be a complete rewrite to go from either platform to the other.
I think though, in some cases there are tools that help you with that, but with certain, like I actually heard about I heard stuff about that with the Apple's platform. It's much more annoying to work with due to coding. Exactly, actually.
So that says, yeah, I paid $25 flat fee for Google Developer Fee, and they gave me tons of tools in my game. There's advertisements, online service, and achievements. That's fantastic. I'm glad that they provide you all that stuff. I hold firm that Android's probably much better to sort of develop on.
The only reason I honestly like iDevices is because it's laid out very simply. Where like Android, like you got a lot of stuff going on. It's not a bad thing. It's just for me, I prefer my stuff like that to be very simple. That's just me.
Do you think in the future they will link PC with consoles? I know we've sort of touched on this a little bit. Link PC with consoles in what fashion? Do you mean sort of doing cross-platform play, or?
I honestly think you'll
like
see
consoles
more,
already...
more and more of that going in the future. The only games I don't think you'll see a lot of cross-play with are like shooters, just because PC users using mouse and keyboard do have a huge advantage over those that use a controller. Not saying that the people who use a controller are bad, but it's the fact that a controller just doesn't respond as well as a mouse and keyboard.
Rocket League would be great for cross-platform play. I was under the impression that it was already. But yeah,
Final Fantasy 14's cross-platform.
Sorry?
14's cross-platform, Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, MMOs such as Final Fantasy 14 are cross-platform.
You know what I'm gonna do? If we ever get a decent following, I'm just gonna create a fucking guild for people that watch us on Twitch.
You're gonna betray us and make your own guild. I'm the leader of the current guild.
I'll just kill you and take your spot.
Okay. But yeah, no,
for the record,
they will definitely
if you don't
100%.
see Sotius here next time, it means I shot him and buried him in the backyard so that I could have the guild.
Sotius not here today. You guys know what's up. Yeah, there will definitely be more cross-platform play in the future. That's definitely where sort of console and PC gaming is going. Obviously, maybe not so much in shooters. I don't know how they're going to compensate for that, but there's definitely an advantage to mouse and keyboard. You can get a lot more movement out of that. Zant says it's a great scheme too by providing simple tutorials and documentation on how to use the advertisement and promotional tools, etc. They have been able to create the largest free app market, which I think is compared a lot with how Apple's market is more non-free apps, and Google knows people tend to lean towards free.
Yep.
Yeah, especially absolutely. I'm not sure exactly what's been announced for E3 so far. I was saying like a few games have been sort of leaked here and there, like Watch Dogs.
Well, I think what he means is like, what would you like to see?
What would I like to see?
Mm-hmm.
I would like Bethesda to turn around and say, we're making a new Elder Scrolls and it's not going to be an online piece of shit.
That's not going to happen because
that's not going to happen.
The reason it's not going to happen is because Skyrim remastered.
Are they? They're really doing a Skyrim remaster?
Yep.
My freaking tablet just shut off. So
I really,
You will have to read the chat. It's all on you.
I really think that the NX not being at E3 is a mistake. I think Nintendo is shooting themselves in the foot.
It was sort of their chance to advertise their console, show what it can do. No one's going to tune into a Nintendo specific broadcast just to
Yeah, they
see the
are.
Well, most people,
They're,
not as many people
do you
as
know
would
what
be
they're
watching the
showing?
E3.
Do you know what they're showing at on their what is it called? Their treehouse thing this year? They're
What?
showing the new Zelda. People are
Oh
watching that.
shit. Okay, yeah, people
Fucking
are going to
teeth.
watch that shit for sure. Is that coming out on the NX? Is that exclusive to the NX?
I believe it's gonna launch on the Wii U and oh, thank you, Zed. I believe it's gonna come out on the Wii U and the NX when it's out.
More Fire Emblem. I can read the chat still. It just loaded on my computer. More Fire Emblem in Smash.
Yep, in Smash Brothers, more Fire Emblem characters.
Okay, cool.
Wouldn't be too bad of a thing. Honestly, I don't know. I'd like to see the Wii U just get some fucking love, man. That's why I hate it so much right now. There just aren't that many good titles.
Gunsmith says, to be honest, I know ESO was bad, but it was only, I guess, shit, because it was different from what Bethesda normally do.
Well, it's not even that.
Eh,
It's. I think they
sorry.
misinterpreted, in my opinion, what people really wanted out of Elder Scrolls. I don't think that most people wanted an online Elder Scrolls. A lot of the
See?
people I talked to wanted a more co-op experience, just the co-op experience out of it, because me and at least me and a group of people I knew that had played Elder Scrolls. Our issue with it is like you have this big, beautiful world to go explore, and a lot of the times, like it just, even though it's big and awesome looking, it just feels so empty at times, and that void could have been filled with being able to play with other players. I feel like I feel co-op would have been fine. Like had they just made a better Skyrim, like Elder Scrolls 6, but added a co-op functionality. I think that would have. I think it would have been more successful than the online shit, personally.
Zav says, I think Nintendo shutting out third party developers is a big mistake. Do any of you remember a Game Boy or even N64 game not by Nintendo's team that was nice and quite memorable?
Well, actually, I don't think Nintendo shut out the third-party developers. Actually, I think most of the third-party developers told Nintendo to fuck off because they didn't want to have to take the time to create games for such an underpowered console. I'm pretty sure that's what I remember anyway. I could be wrong though. I could be very wrong.
Would you consider games such as GoldenEye being memorable? I mean, I don't know if I just
Oh
obsessed
yeah,
with
I
that game
love the
because I
shit out of
played it back
GoldenEye.
then and it was so nostalgic to me now. I mean, I played it just 2 weeks ago. I went to a town near here and they had this burger joint that had a freaking Nintendo 64 in the corner. And I was just like, that's amazing! And I played GoldenEye with a few friends and that was amazing. Just like old times. I don't know how the hell we handled the controllers back then. The controllers are crazy.
Oh Jesus, the Nintendo 64 controller was like my second most hated controller. My first most hated controller is the Sega Dreamcast controller.
Yes. Gunsmith says, I think co-op would have been good for only Elder Scrolls and not Fallout. Why? Why only Elder Scrolls though?
Yeah, I think it would be fine in both of them. That's what bores me about a lot of these big open world games is even though they're cool, they're a lot of fun, but after they bore me too quickly because I have to explore all these areas by myself.
Mm.
You know, I enjoy like it feels more like an adventure. Like a true a real adventure or quest when I have people with me.
His dad says, what happened was Nintendo literally sued to hand out developer consoles to anyone who asked. Oh, literally used to hand out developer consoles to anyone who asked because the amount of people that knew how to use it was slim. But now they charge ridiculous fees like we were talking about before, which is shutting out a majority of developers.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there does seem to be ridiculous fees to get console licenses. Um, but no, you're right though. Almost every Nintendo game has been by Nintendo themselves. There hasn't really been any third
I
party
mean,
developers.
To me, the only Nintendo title that I even care about anymore, like really, really care about, is Zelda. That's it. I mean, I'll play Smash Brothers here and there, but like I wouldn't be sad if, they didn't release one for a long time.
True. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
I can tell you
Zelda's
now though,
great.
I'm
Zelda's great.
really getting sick of fucking Mario. Oh my God. I am
When they
sick
did
to
that
death of
whole
Super Mario's.
freaking um, what do you call it? Sports one, like Olympic Mario, and it's like, what are you doing?
Oh, I love Mario Kart. Mario Kart is so good.
Mario Kart is definitely the best. They need to just keep making a Mario Kart. I'll be happy.
Yeah, see, like I like Mario Kart and Mario Party, but as far as their platformers go, it's just like I'm done.
I
I'm
have a
literally
question.
fucking done with the Mario
I've got a
platformers.
question for everyone in chat. So last week we were talking about there has been rumors that the Nintendo NX will have a virtual reality aspect to it. What do you guys think would be this virtual reality aspect? What do you think they'll include in the NX that we haven't already seen before? Obviously, in the handheld consoles they had a 3D, but that was pretty crap, let's be honest. Zad says, my friend claims Mario Kart Double Dash for GameCube was the best one, but I don't know. I didn't play it that much. No, I didn't really play much on the GameCube. N64 was my thing.
Yeah, I don't want to see VR on the NX either, honestly.
Headset to controller. Hmm.
I really hope that Nintendo goes back to a more traditional controller, or or at least back to the regular nunchuck, like the nunchuck. I'm done with this like tablet controller shit. Like honestly, that's one of the biggest
I'm gonna
reasons
see
I
if I
didn't
can
play many of
incorporate
their games.
chat into this. I'm sorry to everyone if I mess things up here, but if I could do that, it'd be great, huh?
Well, you wouldn't be able to read it, would you?
Oh, I
Well,
can
yeah, I
see it
guess
now.
if
It's
you.
working now. Yeah, that's not gonna
Oh,
work.
no. Oh,
Any
my
other?
biggest problem with VR tech right now is it's just fucking too. It's way too expensive. Holy shit, is it too expensive? Like, I make a decent, like, I don't make a ton of money, but I make a decent amount of money, and I can't afford VR. So,
That's not gonna work. Oh, um, what did Gunsmith say? To be honest, the VR technology hasn't developed enough, in my opinion. Yeah, no, it hasn't really. It's kind of very much still in its early stages. I mean, obviously they've dabbled with it in the past, and it never really took off. It's taking off now, but how many
um,
people are gonna fork out whatever, how many ever
well, see, here's the
hundred
problem though.
dollars it
Not
is?
only in most cases does it require you to buy like between a five and a 800, or what is it, like a $600 and $800 headset, right? Not only does it require you to buy like the headpiece, uh,
Mm,
you have to have a computer that is capable of handling that. You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Or in the case of like consoles getting it, it's like, is it really gonna be that good on on a console, considering its level of power? I don't think it'll sync like 3D TVs did. There are enough people out there that like VR enough, enough people that like VR enough. I think that it'll just stay afloat. Like it'll just barely get by.
Phil says it will sync like 3D TVs.
That's what I was responding
I'm
to.
using the 3D TV right now, and I used the 3D technology for a grand total of maybe 2 weeks. Haven't touched it since. Great TV, but 3D technology, not interested. Plus,
I
it's
don't
such a pain in the ass to set up every time you load a new game.
I can't actually watch 3D stuff. It
Oh,
gives
why
me
is that?
migraines really bad.
Huh.
Yep,
Yeah, I've got the
literally
glasses over
fucks with
there
my
in the
head.
drawer right there. But I haven't used it for the longest time. Nobody
Oh
has
yeah,
the
that's
room
another thing
for
about
VR.
VR. Yeah, You need
I
like a
just moved
full
to this
room
bigger
setup.
room, so I might actually have space if I clear out the shit in here.
Yeah,
But
that's the thing though. Like, think about it. For the average person, you need a whole room dedicated to just that.
Logitech's new monitor, is that split monitor functions options? Um, I think I know what monitor you're talking about. I think that might be the new one my friend Andrew just got. It was about £1,000. It's about £1,000. I don't know how much in dollars.
That's about what, 1,500 ish?
Not maybe not so much. Maybe 1,400, 1,500.
Well, that's what I. Okay, I was 100 off. I was 100 off. Come on.
Gunsmith says I've tried VR and it didn't improve the gaming experience at all. It just made it weird in my opinion. I played Super Hot in VR when I was at EGX 2 years ago, and it was kind of weird. I mean, once you moved your head, the game kept moving.
I think you had to definitely play the right game though if you want to
Yeah,
really, really enjoy VR.
they're
Like,
just throwing VR games at you now, and it's just not. It's still pretty. Zad says it's still pretty nice idea because I would like another monitor for streaming purposes, but only have one. So if I had that option, I could keep my one but use more. Absolutely. This may not interest anyone else, but I'm doing a sort of little DIY project right now. I have a microphone arm, which is over in the corner. It doesn't fit my microphone, so instead I'm going to attach a laptop screen to it, a rather big laptop screen. I'm not sure where that's gone either. Pretty sure that's somewhere. And I'm going to have it as like a swivel screen, so it's like here, and I can watch stuff on the side, and so I'm doing whatever I'm doing. But to do that, I need to get a controller board, which is coming in from fucking Japan, and that's going to be a while.
Ben's
Basically
trying to
turn
be
that into an
fancy, is
external
what he's
monitor.
trying to
I'm
say.
trying to be fancy. I'm trying to have a swivel screen here, guys. It's not that big a screen, if I'm honest. I could get a bigger laptop screen. This is what it is, and it's all dirty as hell right now, so...
Ouch, I just sat on something sharp. Why is there something sharp on my chair?
Good
Ow!
job. Good job. But yeah, thanks for the laughter, Zad. Alright, so anything else anyone wants to talk about before we wrap up?
I'd say we did good.
I'd say we did good. I really appreciate the chat talking people. It's great fun to talk to you all.
Yeah.
Hope you join us again
definitely.
throughout the week. We'll most likely be streaming every day. Our sort of gaming talk shows are every Friday. Zed says, well, I refer to people's relaxation spot is their setup. So you're making your setup really nice. Good job. Good job with some Phil. Yeah, thank you guys. I'll show you guys maybe next week if it all gets set up in time. We'll see.
No, Ben, it won't be.
It won't be. What day is it today? It is the 10th. Yeah, it won't be. I don't get the controller board until the 20th because it comes all the way from Japan. Yeah.
Get the shipping,
Autocorrect
Japan.
really hates you,
Get the
Sam.
shipping.
It's cheaper. It's $4, so they can take as long as they want shipping that to me. I don't care, as long as it works. Freaking breadboard. Yeah, that was a while ago, Zad. Jesus, catch up. Yeah, I got what you meant. Leaderboard. I am from Somerset in the UK. Saint is not from the UK.
Clearly not.
Clearly not. Yeah,
Although
I'm down south.
I want to live in the UK.
Well, southwest, rather. Yeah, Saint will probably be in the UK one day, no doubt.
Well, I will be at some point next year, because don't you want me to come to, what the hell's that event?
Thanks for following us, Gunsmith. Appreciate it.
Hey, Ben,
Dorset,
you need to set up
Dorset's
follow
close.
alerts. If you don't know how, I could do it for you, buddy.
Yeah, I tried and I failed. So you'll have to do that
That's not
for me.
surprising.
See, you're the Twitch master here. You need to do this shit for me.
Well, I have been streaming off and on.
If Trump becomes president, maybe I'll go to the UK. Sounds good.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
We'll evacuate. We'll evacuate together.
I mean, it's Trump or Hillary, really, at this point. You guys... I feel sorry for you guys. I
Nah.
mean, we don't have a particularly great guy right now anyway. But anywho, so thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you next week, hopefully. Do feel free to tune in throughout the week and follow us to get subscriber alerts. And then that's basically it. We get Boris. Yeah, the mayor of London's Boris. No, Boris isn't the mayor of London anymore. We have a different mayor now. Boris is gone. So anyway, thank you everyone, and we will see you later, maybe tomorrow. Later, me and Phil might be playing Overwatch, and I might be streaming it. So if you'd like to stick around and chat, do feel free to do so. Right now, I'm gonna go get some more tea because I'm an addict. Other than that, anything else you'd like to say?
No, just thanks everybody for tuning in and pretty much listening to me run my mouth for the past half hour because I keep talking over Ben. It's what I'm good at.
Oh, apparently Boris is going for PM. Oh.
Shut up, Ben.
Ah. Goodbye, everyone.
Have a
See
good
you
one,
next
guys.
time.